Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day you're watching this. As building surveyors, we get involved all the time in building defect issues, damp problems, movement, timber decay, roof problems, all sorts. Any part of a building, it can have a problem. We get involved to have a look at it. The most common, I think, is probably damp. And the most common damp issue we come across is condensation. So although I haven't got much video, what I thought I'd do is just take you through a couple of damp issues that we've had over the recent 4 or 5 months or so, and explain what the issue was originally, how we've got involved, if that's applicable, and what the issue was and how we need to remedy it. So I'm going to start off with this property here. We were asked by a tenant to come and have a look at this to see what the issues were. We got horrendous condensation in this first floor bathroom. And when I say horrendous, look at these photos. It was absolutely unbelievable. The walls, the ceiling were absolutely black with mildew, black spot mold growth. We can see here that the paint is peeling away from the ceiling, the paint is peeling away from the walls. And to the right of this photo, there's tiling that had actually started to pull away from the wall because the wall was so wet. Around the window here, we've got rot to this bit of boxing in to the left. We've got rot around the boxing in. We've got horrendous mildew over the window. We've got rot to the windows. There's quite a lot here. Again, peeling paintwork, quite a lot of visible damage to this property as a result of damp. So we're instructed to go and have a look and okay, what is actually going on here? Because this can't be all penetrating damp. It can't be rising damp, or could it be? Let's have a look at the issues and see what's going on. So we have done, as building surveyors, we won't just look at the damp. We'll look at absolutely every element of the building to see if there's issues going on elsewhere, remote from the damage, that we can then start putting a link together. It's what we call follow the trail, to see what is actually going on with the building, what's happening with the psychrometrics, the water vapor, the moisture vapor, the temperatures and that inside the building and outside the building, to try and give us an idea as to what's happening. So there was other areas in this house where it was quite bad, but here it was mainly in the bathroom. But there's a bathroom extractor fan. It's on a pull cord. Is that extractor fan working? We don't know visually. Some would say as an extractor fan, that's fine. But what we can see from this straight away is that there's a pull cord. So it's not necessarily working automatically. It's requiring someone to pull a cord to get that extractor working. We pulled the cord. The extractor was actually working at a reasonable rate. Not brilliant, but at a reasonable rate. So we've got damp, we've got significant mold growth, and we've got an extractor fan that's working. Okay, now we're thinking, what is going on? So what we've done as well is we've looked at the potential condensation risk. Now this was back in the summer, I think it was, October last year. So I don't think it was particularly cool. We've got an air temperature of 16 degrees inside the property. I think it was about 12 or 13 degrees outside, I can't still remember. But even here, we've got a risk of condensation occurring. Our surface temperature here of the ceiling is 16.9 degrees. Our air pressure is, our dew point is 16 degrees. So there's only a 0.9 degree difference. That means that if the surface temperature was to decrease by just 0.9 degrees or so, then we've got a condensation issue actually occurring. And this time of year, we see a lot of this. So we're then going to go and look up in the roof, and this then presents us with problems 1 and 2. May look absolutely fine to some people, but no insulation, absolutely no insulation in the roof whatsoever. And that means there's a fair bit of moisture, a fair bit of heat escaping up into the roof space, which is resulting in a damp, moist environment up in the roof space, which is not ideal. What is then added to that is we've got a sarking felt there we can see, but what you won't see is this roof had no ventilation whatsoever. So in addition to all that moisture vapor going into the roof space, taking warm, moist air with it, is no means of ventilation to get rid of it. The rafters, here we go, a rafter, 20.3%. So elevated damp readings to the rafters. Another one here of 26.3%. So what is the issue? On this particular job, we can see just by this arrow here, that is the extractor fan discharging into the roof space. So it's not ducted to the external areas. So any extra moisture laden air from the bathroom is coming straight into the roof space, and so it's further enhancing the amount of moisture that's up in the roof space. So the bathroom ceiling, if you like, is an attack from both sides. You've got all that warm moist air coming up, hitting the bathroom ceiling, condensating because it's uninsulated, so it's very cold. And then on top of that, you've got all that extracted moisture going up into the roof space, can't go anywhere, it's soaking into rafters, soaking back into the ceilings. So you've got saturated plasterboard, all because of three main reasons, if you like. One, we're extracting into a roof space, which is effectively a sealed up roof space because there's no ventilation. Two, there's no ventilation, so any moisture in that roof space is staying there, it can't go anywhere. And three, there's no insulation in the roof space, so generally throughout the property that warm and moisture laden air is rising up into the roof space, condensates on the sarking felt, which it should do, don't get me wrong, it should do, but then there's no ventilation to take that away. So here, despite how awful these first few photos look, and they are, you would not want to live in that property, but I had a family of 4 living in that property. Just dealing with some very basic issues: mechanical extraction properly ventilated to the outside parts, good cross ventilation to the roof, and good levels of insulation in the roof. That's all we needed to do to sort that problem out. No specialist treatments, no specialist works, basic stuff, but understanding the issue and getting it resolved. So there's going to be a few more of these little videos because I'm really struggling with time to get bigger videos issued, so why not do a few small ones? Hope you enjoyed that little snippet of information. If you like what we're doing, please like and subscribe. Thank you for getting this far, and I shall see you on the next one.